What's the worst case of a mama's boy you've ever seen? My boyfriend in college didn't get a haircut for 6+ months. Then, when his mother visited for graduation, she took him to a hair salon where he got the same haircut as his mom. The same haircut. I would have saved myself months of shenanigans if I'd have just taken that for the red flag it was and ended it there. My ex girlfriend brother has his mom cut up his meat for him. Every meal. He us in his mid 20s and always had to have barbecue sauce with it. My older brother, he still lived with his mom in his 30s and was so mollycoddled by her that she not only still did all his laundry, cooked his meals, and bought his clothes for him, but as a consequence, he didn't know how to do these things for himself either. Friend Tony, known each other since 1 year old, now 46, up until 4 years ago. His mother managed his bank accounts, and he had to put in requests to get his own money out. He has worked since he was 16. I grew up poor, and he has always thought he was better than Mister because of it. Same with his mom. 3 years ago, I had to end that friendship. Never be friends with a fucking mama's boy. They always look down on everyone around them. Dude also weighs 400 pounds, so not sure what race he thinks he won over me. Me and I hate it. I am 22 by now. But even when I was 16, I constantly told my mom to be more harsh with me and stuff. Like she would buy me almost anything, let me live my life however I wanted to, and I see now how this kind of ruined me by today. I can't cook the simplest shit. I can barely handle money. I sleep for almost all of my free time. I don't even write my own job applications because everybody keeps telling me like, "Yay, you really got to start looking more or else it's only going to be harder and harder to look for a job." And talk with my mom about it. And she literally says, "Yeah, then let's see tomorrow if we can't look for some jobs together and write these applications." The next day I wake up, she comes into my room only for me to notice that she already wrote them herself to places I didn't even check at all before. Whenever I'm just doing stuff on my PC and notice I get hungry and she comes into the room and asks if I am hungry, I tell her that I was about to make something and she insists on making me something. I am trying to live independently as much as I can, but this like norm of just being able to relax and all is so forced into my head that it's difficult to manage stuff by myself. Luckily, sometimes I do get to have these times where I can care for myself. Like last year, I visited my GF for the first time ever, who lives in Canada, about 700 kilometers away from me. And it was the first time I took a flight for this long and this far away. It felt refreshing being out there alone at airports in a completely unknown country with nobody doing the things for me. My ex-husband, who always seemed to argue with his mom, however, he ran to her for everything. He didn't know how to work a washing machine or cook half decent. Everything was always done for him, even up into his 20s. Always took her word over mine, and anything I did, I was constantly compared to her. Also a daddy's boy who had to have his father present for every adult conversation we've had, it seems. And no, none of this was overly present until after we were married. It didn't last long. I was not going to compete with his mother.